All right, we got the triangle congruence test review. Let's get into it. Number one, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle FGH. So right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead. Ooh, that's a little thicker than I wanted. All right, right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and mark this figure. So we know that A and F are congruent. We know that B and G are congruent, which means these sides between those angles are also congruent. And then C and H are congruent, which means these two and these two sides are also congruent. All right, so I went ahead and marked them all already. Let's go ahead and name them. We'll do the angles first. Angle A is congruent to angle F. Angle B is congruent to angle G. Angle C is congruent to angle H. For the sides, we have side AB is congruent to side GF. Side BC is congruent to side GH. And then side AC is congruent to side FH. Go ahead and try number two. Number three. If triangle DEF is congruent to triangle PXS, determine the length of side PX. So PX is going to be the same. So PX is going to be the same as DE. And DE is 19. So this one is also 19. Go ahead and try number four. Number five, which postulate proves that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ACD? So let's take a look. All right, these triangles are stuck together. Go ahead and mark that side. And there doesn't seem to be any other information that we can ascertain. So I want you to ignore one of the triangles now that we've got them marked. And we're going to take a look and see what it has. We've got an angle here, and then we've got a side right here. That side is not between the angles like that is. So this is going to be angle, angle, side. Go ahead and try number six. All right, number seven. What information can be used to prove that these two triangles were congruent using the AAS theorem? So we need two angles and a side. Now, we cannot use this angle because the side is not included. It's not between the angles. So we're going to have to use this angle. So basically, we need to know that angle W is congruent to angle Z. Go ahead and try number eight. Number nine. All right, this is a proof. We didn't, so let's go through it together. Stay with me now. Given that AB is congruent to DC, and given that AC is congruent to DB, we need to prove that these two triangles are congruent. So right here, we see that BC is congruent to itself. So the way that these work is that you write down the given information first. Always start with whatever it says next to given, and the reason will be given. All right, step two, we see here that I've marked it right here, that BC is congruent to BC, and that's because of the reflexive property. All right, and so the last bit is always going to be what you're trying to prove. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DCB. And the reason why we know that is because of the side, side, side postulate. All right, so for number 10, I'm actually going to do this one with you for the most part. We always start with the given information. And let's go ahead and mark a figure. So AC is congruent to BC, and CD is perpendicular to AB, which means if this is 90 degrees, so is this. All right, so AC congruent to BC, CD perpendicular to AB, and we know that because it is given information. All right, the next thing that we can see is that CD is congruent to itself because of the reflexive property. And then we can ascertain that these two triangles are congruent. Remember, always end with what you're trying to prove. Triangle ACD is congruent to triangle BCD. And we know this is true because of the hypotenuse leg theorem. We don't need this last bit. All right, number 11. What postulate proves the triangles are congruent? Circle one. All right, so right off the bat, I see here I've got two congruent angles because of vertical angles. And that means this is going to be side, angle, side. Again, side, angle, side. Go ahead and try number 12. Number 13, which postulate proves the triangles are congruent? Circle one. Again, we have side, angle, side. Go ahead and try number 14. Number 15, which three congruent statements, write three congruent statements based on the triangles below. Please do not forget Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to use the sides for this one. All right, we know that AB is the same as LM. And we know that AC is the same as LK. And we know that BC is the same as, or it's, I don't know what is going on with my stylus, y'all. Anyway, it's the same or congruent to MK. Alrighty, go ahead and try number 16. Number 17, given that triangle RSQ is congruent to triangle SRT, which of the following statements is not true? All right, so real quickly, well, let's just go through each one. All right, so angle R and angle S. Angle R and angle S are congruent. That is true. We can see that right here and right here. Next, SQ and RT. SQ, RT, yep, those are congruent. That's true. RQ and ST. RQ is here. ST is here. Yep, that's true. Angle SRT. So let me erase all of this so we can start fresh. Angle SRT. So that's SRT. So that's this angle here. Is that congruent to angle SQR? SQR. That's this angle here. No, those two angles are not the same. All right, let's go ahead and try number 18. Number 19. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Find X if all this information is true. So I'm going to go ahead and draw. I'm going to try to draw this janky stylus. Yeah, okay, that's all good. All right, so we got ABC, DEF. We know that AB is 15. We know that BC is 20. We know that AC is 25. And then we know also, get this out of the way. We know that EF or FE is 3x minus 7, and we got to solve for x. So the only information that we can use is this, because the other triangle, this triangle only has one side that's labeled, so that'll be our equation. Since they are congruent, make sure you put an equal sign between them, and then just solve for x. So we're going to start by adding 7 to both sides, like that. Then we're going to divide by 3 on both sides, and we get 9. All right, go ahead and try number 20. Okay, number 21. State whether MNP and MKL are congruent. Justify your answer. Okay. Okay. All right, so MNP is this triangle, and MKL is this triangle. So let's see what information we know. We have an angle up here. We have a side here and a side here. And another side over here. So we can tell that these two angles are the same. So that's why I put an A there. These two sides are the same. These two sides are the same. They're both 7, and these two sides are the same because of these markings. So we could either go with side, 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 because all the sides are marked, or we could go with side, angle, side. Okay, go ahead and try number 22. That's it.